Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Cooper Flagg, the top prospect in high school basketball and the favorite to be the number 1 overall pick in the 2025 NBA draft, announced his commitment to Duke today, choosing the Blue Devils over UConn. Vikings bracing for confirmation of quarterback Kirk Cousins' season-ending Achilles tear after further testing. Cousins playing in the final year of a contract that will void in March. Giants quarterback Daniel Jones cleared for contact, expected to return from a neck injury against the Raiders Sunday, reports ESPN's Jordan Renan. From ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, Titans rookie QB Will Levis, who threw 4 touchdown passes in his NFL debut, expected to start Thursday versus the Steelers in place of the injured Ryan Tannehill. Falcons will be without Pro Bowl defensive tackle Grady Jarrett the remainder of the season because of a torn ACL, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter.
From the University of Alabama, this is Crimson Tide Today. It's daily update on Bama sports, and it's brought to you by Dex Imaging, the official copier and printer provider for Alabama Athletics. Hello again, everybody. I'm Roger Hoover. On last Thursday's edition of Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR, Richard Hendricks caught up with men's basketball players Aaron Estrada and Mark Sears.
For me, I think it's going to be really fun this year. We got a lot of new guys. You know, it's basically a whole new team, honestly. So, but we got a lot of pieces. We got a lot of new guys that came in ready to work real hard. So I'm super excited about it. I think it's going to be a good year.
Now, Mark, you came into the league last year, newcomer, transferred into Alabama from Ohio, all SEC guard, won a championship in your first year. What do you expect the team to do and your expectations for the team for the upcoming year?
Very, very proud of the year I had last year, and a very successful year as a team we had. And, now it's a new chapter, and we're looking forward to new things, and we're looking for another exciting year this year.
I'll have more in a moment.
At Alabama, Coach Saban talks about the process. It's about doing everything the right way all the time to be successful. While at Dex Imaging, we believe in the process as well. Do the job right and take care of your customers to help them be more successful. With locations throughout the Southeast, including Mobile, Birmingham, and Tuscaloosa, put the process to work for your business. Contact the professionals at Dex Imaging. Dex Imaging, the official copier and printer provider of the Crimson Tide.
Join us tonight for Crimson Tide Rewind, live from Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Vestavia Hills at 6 p.m. We'll cover the first 8 weeks of the Alabama football season and look ahead to Saturday's matchup against LSU. Crimson Tide Today is brought to you by Dex Imaging. Crimson Tide Today is a production of the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, this is Wes Neighbors. I'm here with Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Sam, tell the folks about Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Hey Wes, our company Fleming Roofing and Restoration specializes in commercial and residential roofing and repairs. I'm a 5th generation Huntsvillian, and our family's been doing construction business in Huntsville area since 1965.
Sam, what kind of roofs does Fleming Roofing and Restoration do?
Our guys are skilled enough we can come out and address any kind of leaks or issues.
So I know that bye weeks at this time of the season can be very beneficial. And I think in a lot of ways to our team it was very beneficial. I think we got lots of guys that were banged up a little bit, some rest and limited reps so that they could heal up. And of course we won't know how well that happens until we see how they respond this week. And we got a lot of good repetitions on future opponents as well as LSU, in the bye week. So that should enhance, our preparation for this game. So, as I told the players when they left Thursday after practice, I wanted them to enjoy their time off, but I also wanted them to be focused and ready to go and all in when we get back because, LSU is a really, really good team. They're probably one of the best teams in the country right now. I know they are the best team in the country on offense. We're going to need an excellent attention to detail, focus, good technical preparation in the game so that, everybody plays responsibility football, whether it's offense, defense, or special teams. I think this has developed into sort of a, rivalry game because, they're always ranked, we're always ranked. It's always a big game relative to, what happens in our division. So it's an important game for, both teams. I think Brian Kelly has done a phenomenal job, bringing this team along. The improvement that they made, the kind of team they had a year ago, as well as, even a better team that they have, this year, in terms of what they've been able to accomplish and what they've been able to do. And I think it starts with their offense. They're the #1 offensive team in the country. And, it starts with the quarterback, Jaden Daniels. I mean, this guy's a phenomenal player. He's a dual threat player. He's a great passer. He makes lots of plays with his feet. He's fast. Not only can scramble to run, but can scramble to throw. They've got a really good running back in Logan Diggs. They got a good tight end in Mason Taylor. Neighbors and Brian Thomas are really, really good receivers, but they have also other good skill guys to go with them. Their offensive line is big and physical, and they're able to create great balance on offense. So it's going to be very challenging for us to be able to, play the kind of disciplined football that you need to be able to play and not make mistakes, tackle well in the game, and be physical and try to win on the line of scrimmage, which is going to be challenging. Defensively, they are good players. They're a good front seven. They're big. They're physical. And, they play well together, as a team. I think that, sometimes they've had some struggles in the secondary, some guys injured and different things like that. But they also make a lot of big plays. They can rush. They affect the quarterback. And they can cover. So this is going to be a challenge game for us from that standpoint too. And these guys have a lot of good athletes and a lot really good team speed, so that makes them really good on special teams. They have good specialists. So this is a really, really good team all the way around.
Start up front here with Nick.
Yeah, you talked about Jaden Daniels. You saw him a year ago. What are the biggest differences you see in his game or improvements you see in his game from a year ago, if any?
Well, he killed us last year, so, I mean, guys was a really, really good player last year. He's a really, really good player now. I think, overall, they execute their offenses, to perfection. And it starts with him because he makes the right reads relative to runs and passes and, zone option plays and pass down plays. He's very good at reading coverages, makes really quick decisions. So all those things were evident last year, I think, by the way he played, and I think he's probably even better, now because he has even more experience and knowledge in the offense, and they've got really good players around him.
Yeah, on Daniels again, I think he had 95 rushing yards last year. And a lot of it looked like came on quarterback draws. How much emphasis is on that this year?
Well, actually, he made a couple plays on quarterback draws, but some of them weren't designed quarterback draws. 2 of his long runs in the game in critical situations, came on bust up front in terms of gap control, and he just saw it and took off running. So it looked like a quarterback draw, but I don't really think it was a designed quarterback draw. They do have designed quarterback draws. It was a zone option play that he scored on us in overtime, 25-yard run. Another mistake that we made in run support and adjusting the motion. So those are the kind of things that you cannot afford to make those kind of mistakes, all right, when you're playing against a quarterback like this who basically, is a great passer, but also have triple option type plays in the running game to get him on the perimeter. And so athletic, you got to have the right guys trying to get him on the ground.
Go to Charlie.
Yeah, hey, Coach. With Kendrick Law, what kind of progress have you seen from him, and what kind of versatility does he bring to this offense?
K-Law is really a great competitor, really tough, physical guy. He is a little different than some of our other receivers, so he does have, a role to play and does a really good job of that. He's a great special teams player, really good team guy, hard worker. And I think, we'll try to always have roles for him to play in the game that benefit his skill set and complement the other guys that we have in the game.
The middle with Matt.
What has adding Logan Diggs done for their offense this season?
Yeah, well, this guy is a really good back. He's big, strong, powerful, really powerful lower body. You know, breaks tackles, good one cut runner, can make you miss. But this guy makes a tremendous amount of yards after contact, and he is physical.
Go up front with Chase.
When you go up against a really mobile quarterback like Daniels, you often talk about the importance of pass rushers being disciplined and staying in rush lanes. Is there a difficult balance to draw there between doing that but also making sure guys are playing aggressive?
Well, I think we want our guys to play aggressive. You know, I don't think you want guys to get pushed by the pocket. I don't think you want guys to lose contain on the guy. So, you know, there's a fine line between, you know, that. I mean, if you get pushed by the pocket, we're playing with 10 guys now. If you lose contain and he gets outside, you put everybody in harm's way that's trying to, you know, sort of plaster their coverage and stay with the guys they got to guard. Plus, he can take off running. So I guess there's a fine line between that. We've never ever told guys to rush in their pass lanes, but be cautious. Never ever even thought of that. So we're not coaching that.
Good, Ryan.
Coach, clearly it's a big game on Saturday, big day on Saturday, but tomorrow's a big day as well, your birthday. Do you want anything for your birthday? What are you doing? Anything different? You're just locked into the game.
No, I mean, it's game's the most important thing. That would be an outstanding birthday present if we could play well in this game. And so that's what I'm focused on, and that's what, you know, we're really, you know, trying to do. You know, when your birthday and holidays come up in football season, they're really not holidays and they're really not birthdays. You get older, but you don't really celebrate much.
We'll go to Tony on the far left.
I've got kind of two. What have you seen from your own coverage unit? And then what are the challenges of facing LSU's deep passing game, and how do you guys think you combat to that?
Well, I think there's lots of challenges. You know, you got to read, run, pass, and they got a good play-action game. They'll seven-man protect and throw vertical routes. They've probably made more explosive plays running and passing than, you know, any team we played in recent times. So, you know, you got to guard them. You got to keep them cut off, and you got to be disciplined in your eye control so that you have the best opportunity to do that. You know, play zone, play man, play pattern match sometimes, try to mix it up, and, you know, I mean, that's the key to the drill. If you let guys get behind you, you don't get people cut off, you're probably going to give up big plays because they got a good thrower and guys that can go up and get the ball.
Go to Rodak here in the middle.
So what did you see out of Caden Proctor against Tennessee, and where does that competition stand at left tackle?
Yeah, well, you know, Caden Proctor's getting better, and I think he's learning from, you know, and gaining experience and learning. What we want him to do is, you know, not worry so much about making a mistake, that he's not playing aggressively, and that's what we've been working on with him. And, you know, I think he's getting better and he's getting more confident, and I thought he played, you know, fairly well. He had a play or two that I'm sure he'd tell you, and I'd tell you, and his coach would tell you that, you know, we didn't execute exactly correctly, but those plays are getting fewer and fewer, and the good plays are getting greater and greater.
Two more. Start with Katie.
You talked about this a little bit in your opening, but what is it about this game and these two programs that's created such good matchups really since you've been here at Alabama?
Well, because, you know, they have really good players. They're very competitive. They've always been well coached. You know, and this game has always had significance in the consequence of your season. So the first thing you got to do is win your division. And that's what we're really trying to focus on. And you got to get yourself ready to take care of business against really, really good players to be able to do that. So, and that's why I think both these teams been ranked since 2007 or something, you know, in the top 20. So, and I don't know how many of the games we played with them in the last however many 15 years or whatever that don't have some consequence to what kind of season you have.
We'll finish up right back there.
Coach, happy early birthday. You've seen many bye weeks and the results of them on the following Saturday. What is a marker to you of productive time off leading up to the game?
Well, I think that, you know, you want your players, as I alluded to before, to enjoy their time off, but you also want them to be focused and ready to go when they come back. So there's a balance in all that. You know, you can't dissipate and go not eat right and do the right things while you're off. You can still enjoy yourself, but you also can stay focused on what you need to do when you come back. And I think that's combination and balance and all that. You know, balance in life is important in about everything that you do. So that kind of balance can create very positive results for you when you come back and you're ready to go. If you didn't think about your job, what your responsibility is, 1 minute for 3 days, you're probably not going to benefit very much from the time you had off.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Nick Saban Press Conferences on 97.7 ESPN The Zone is brought to you by McCurry Van and Car Rental. Our locations in Athens and Huntsville can serve your driving needs. Whether you need a car for 2 days or a passenger van for 2 weeks, we've got you covered. Rent local, rent McCurry Van and Car.
Football season and Bad Daddy's Burger Bar. The perfect combination of good times and great food. This season, score big with one of our chef-inspired expressions of pure burger amazingness. Our delicious burgers are made with premium Angus beef, and you can pair it with one of our signature cocktails or a cold craft beer from our huge selection. Bad Daddy's Burger Bar on the Parkway in Huntsville and our new location at Cliff Farm, Highway 72 in Madison.
With us today, Dr. Tracy Lowry of Best Vein Care of Huntsville.
When we evaluate a patient and they indeed have significant venous disease, most third-party payers, private insurance, Medicare, require us to treat every patient conservatively at least 90 days. Conservative treatment includes increasing ambulation, elevation of the legs, and the wearing of compression stockings. It's very common for folks to come see us in March or April wanting to have their veins fixed before they go into swimsuits starting in June. When we see someone in March or April, they're going to require at least 90 days of conservative treatment before we can even go to the insurance carrier to get permission to treat their veins. So if you think you have a venous problem, now is the time to come in and get a free screening so we can determine whether or not you need something evaluated. If you have a vein problem or you think you may have a vein problem, now's the time to contact us at bestveincarehuntsville.com.
One of the best-kept golf secrets in the Tennessee Valley is Cherokee Ridge. Cherokee Ridge truly offers golf at a higher level with immaculate greens set against a spectacular Appalachian backdrop. This 18-hole championship course takes every advantage of rolling hills, whispering woods, lakes, and streams. Interested in becoming a member? Their membership plans feature affordable options for couples, families, and individuals. Book your tee time today, 256-841-4551. Cherokee Ridge. Championship quality, affordable prices.
Thom Abraham here for my friends at North Alabama Mortgage. Did you know that average home equity is at an all-time high? But so is average consumer debt. Even though rates are higher now, you can use your equity to pay off your high consumer debt, student loans, etc., then refi when the rates drop. Don't put off that new home purchase. When rates drop, prices will go up. Buy now and get the best price and then refi when the rates drop. This is the time to talk to the experts at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com for more information.
Hi, my name is Dan Aldridge. I'm here to let you know about the Aldridge Law Firm and the soon-to-be-announced Legal Town Center. I've been practicing law in Alabama since 1984, and I also practice in Tennessee. And I'm from North Alabama, and I'm here to represent you and take care of your legal needs. For many of us, hiring an attorney is not high on the priority list, and maybe a little scary. But it's something that we all need at some point. So by all means, do your homework. And if you need representation for car accident, wrongful death, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, or estate planning, or any other matter, just give us a call at 256-534-3188. And you can email me at Dan, that is Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. God bless America.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Are you in the market for a recreational vehicle? Do you want to get out and see more of this beautiful country? Well, imagine hearing the laughter of your little ones enjoying gooey s'mores by a cozy campfire and making lasting memories with your friends and family from the comfort of a new camper. We can make your dreams come true at Hall's RV. With over 15 years in the camping business, we know how to get our customers into the perfect camper. We have several models and floor plans here for you to choose from, both new and used. We're family owned and operated with fantastic deals and great service. Everyone wants to work with people they can trust, so come on down to Hall's RV and get the deal of a lifetime. We'll treat you right and get you on the road in the camper of your dreams. Visit us on Highway 431 in Albertville. Hall's RVs, where we sell fun. Or see us on the web at www.hallsrvsales.com. This is Eli Gold, your home of the Alabama Crimson Tide, and ESPN Radio is 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The opinions of Thom Abraham are not necessarily the opinions of the radio station or anybody associated with the radio station or ownership. These are strictly his own opinions, and sometimes they're not even his opinions.
Can you get me a little typeset?
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you?
You're tired.
Well, the lunchtime whistle and the morning's finally done. I'm jumping in my car, I'm gonna have a little fun. The Doghouse Network's on my radio dial. Big Dog's taking care of business for a while. If you're listening to another station I don't understand, 'cause nobody does it like Thom Abraham.
Give us a call, Steve.
He's a northern-bred, southern-fed, slick-talking guy. Listeners in his posse are the junkyard dogs. The SEC from Tennessee to calling them hogs. From Gainesville up to Lexington to the Titan Tiger Land, nobody does it like Thom Abraham.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond?
Hey, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Overreaction Monday in the Doghouse. Plenty to get into this week. You just heard the comments of Nick Saban heading into the LSU game, and, of course, we're going to have a lot throughout the week setting up that huge game. But there's a lot to get to from this past weekend, which we'll probably spend more time on today than we will later on in the week. And, of course, the first college football playoff poll is coming out tomorrow. This is going to be a big week. It really is. Now, remember, the last one is the one that matters. And the last one never looks like the first one. But this year, with the real possibility of several unbeatens, we have a real mess on our hands. I mean, now that Oklahoma has lost, there is still a real chance to have 4 Power 5 conference champions 13-0. If the chalk follows, that could happen. Now, of course, the elephant in the room is, how will the committee handle the cheating Wolverines? I mean, that's what we don't know. Look, even the Michigan administration knows that there's a problem here, since according to the Wall Street Journal, the school has pulled the contract offer to Jim Harbaugh that would have made him the highest paid coach in the country. They had a contract offer on the table, allegedly. Or they'll probably come out and deny this and so on. But, these things were smoke to fire. It would have made Harbaugh the highest paid coach in the country. And again, don't tell me that not knowing the signs is not important. When you see the lengths that teams go to on the sidelines to hide them. And the fact that the NFL went to the helmet communications now nearly 30 years ago. Did anybody think it had been that long since we put the green dot on the quarterback helmet? I in my head was thinking, like, remember a few years ago when they started the quarterback communication thing? It's 1994. 1994. This 2023 carried 29 years ago. So it's important. It's meaningful. Thom Luganville of ABC and ESPN is coming up at the top of the one to talk about that and the other results in football from this past weekend. He was on the Texas game. He's got another interesting one coming up this weekend. But he was on the Texas BYU game, and Texas had little trouble dispatching with the Cougars, unlike Oklahoma against Kansas, when Oklahoma just couldn't do anything to stop Kansas. Yeah, I said it. I said Kansas, where it was spitting snow. Adam Cantrell, listener, asked a very interesting question. He said, what if Washington wins out and is an undefeated Pac-12 champ? What if, look, right now, that's the chalk. By the way, Washington, when you look at every other matrix, it's not even a top 10 team. When you look at computers, factor in strength of schedule and all this other kind of stuff, they're not in a top 10 team. But right now, we're dealing with a Washington team that could win out, and everybody, you know, they're the latest everybody's darlings. They're not even as good as Oregon, but they beat Oregon. Okay? I don't think they're as good as Oregon, but they beat Oregon. So Cantrell asks, he says, what if Washington wins out and undefeated Pac-12 champs? What if Florida State wins out and they're the undefeated ACC champs? Florida State, that would be the chalk. They're favored in every game the rest of the way, including any potential ACC championship game. So these are not like long shot. This is the chalk. What if Michigan or Ohio State wins out as Big Ten champs and are undefeated? Well, again, chalk is that Michigan will do that. Ohio State goes to the big house at the end of the month. The chalk for right now is that Michigan will run the table and be 13-0. Or if they lose to Ohio State and Ohio State wins the Big Ten championship game, then Ohio State will be 13. The chalk is that we're going to have a Big Ten undefeated champion. And then he says, what if Texas wins out, avenging their loss to Oklahoma in the Big 12 championship game? So now you got Texas at 12-1. They had lost to Oklahoma at the Cotton Bowl and turn around and beat them in the Big 12 championship game. And what if Alabama wins out, beats Georgia in the SEC championship game, and Alabama is 12-1? Who goes to the playoffs? Who goes to the playoffs? Who do you leave home if you're going to put 12-1? If it were to happen, if you're going to put 12-1 Alabama in the playoff, who do you leave home? Can you leave Texas home? No, they beat Alabama on the field. They're both 12-1. Can you leave Washington home at 13-0 and take the 12-1 Bama team that would have played the second most difficult schedule in the entire country? But would they do that? Not going to leave the Big Ten champ home, that's for sure. I don't think you're going to leave Florida State home. I get that scenario. Washington could be in trouble. I'll even go a step further. Let's say Georgia's 13-0. So if Georgia, Washington, Michigan, and Florida State are all 13-0, you just tell 12-1 Texas to pound all, right? Or do you take 12-1 Texas with a win over Oklahoma and a win over Alabama? Do you send that team home? And put Washington. It's fascinating. It really is. But that's the chalk. Now, will it happen? Usually these things all straighten themselves out. But it could happen. Auburn's offense showed up for the first time all season. And now with the final third of the season to go, the Tigers are right where we thought they would be if they could split the two Mississippi schools. Since July. They're going to be 4-4 if they can split the two Mississippi schools. Now, you're at Vandy. You're at Arkansas, which Arkansas is a train wreck. Vandy is Vandy, and Mexico State. You have an excellent chance, if you're Auburn, to go hosting the Iron Bowl on a 4-game win streak. Look, 7 wins, you got to throw that guy a parade. 6-6 would be great. So that's the position that you're in right now with Hugh Freeze, regardless of Joseph Goodman's column about giving the keys to Cadillac or some stupid-ass thing. All right, phone lines are open, 256-576-4977. You could text the show at 732-9TA-SHOW, 732-982-7469, which is a great way to communicate with us. My X feed is at Thom Abraham Show. The stations is at 97.7 ESPN. We are on Facebook at 97.7 ESPN, where you can get the link to our YouTube channel at WZZN TV. Like and subscribe, get notifications. At 97.7ESPN.com, we got links to all of that stuff. While you're at it, get our app. You can find links to Zone 2, 3, 4, and 5 as well. Our alternate streaming channels for more great programming. Final week of regular season action in high school football on our network this week, Thursday and Friday. Thursday, I'll have Buckhorn and Grissom. That game will start on a stream while we're finishing up the Hey Coach, and then we'll jump on the air, you know, as soon as Hey Coach is over, whether it's the Nick Saban show portion of Hey Coach is over. Okay? So that's what's going on with that. Then we have got a full slate of 4 more games on Friday night, plus the Havoc game. I will have the Havoc game on Friday night, as all our other broadcasters will be handling the 4 high school games. There's a lot going on. That's why you got to have all that stuff. In Beat the Big Dog, I will keep my tickets this week, as my 3-3 was good enough to get over on LSU Lynch, with the Georgia-Florida game as being the deciding pick. I had the Dogs. He had the Gators. That gives me a 1-game lead on the listeners now at 26-28. You listeners are 25-29. Now, as for Grizz and the guest, I guess they're kind of kindred spirits. Each going 1-5 against the spread. Now, to JYB, she told me that she would have felt terrible if she beat Chad. She wasn't sure how bad it would be if she beat the Chad. So, you know, she did the best she could to go 1-5. However, Chad went 1-5, and he is now 21-33, 5 full games behind me. The guests now 16-27, proving just how tough this whole picking against the spread thing can be. The guests are 1-5-1 against me now, with only Mo Carter getting a win, and that was at 3-3 in a week I went 2-4. 7 weeks of guest pickers, 2 of them actual handicappers, and not one has had a winning week yet. That's how difficult this is. Who will be this week's guest picker? I'll take your suggestions. That's just crazy. And I got to be honest, I think I've had just like 3 winning weeks in the 9 that we have had so far this year. This 4-2 I had this week, or no, what was I, 3-3? I think I've had like 3 4-2s, maybe. Now, I have never had a losing record for the entire season, and I'm just 2 games under 500 right now against the spread. So we'll get there. We'll get there. In the trifecta, this was a really tough one. It was really tough. We took tons of picks online and on the air, and only Martinez could hit all 4 to get the 2 points on the big board and the Champy's chicken. That put him at 3 points for the season, but he has the D-backs in the series. Remember, he doubles his 2 points. He can get 2 more points if the D-backs win the World Series. That's 1-1 right now, Game 3 tonight in Arizona. So if he gets that, he'll move into second place with 5 points. Kramer remains in the league with 8. Lots of time to go to reel him in, and a lot of points left on the board. In our first, remember, we do 2 trifectas a year. We do the first trifecta that takes us through the college season and the conference championship games. And then we start another trifecta that's all NFL through the bowl games and the Super Bowl for our second grand trifecta. Remember, we do 2 of them. So this one has about 6 weeks left. And this is, look, it's November. Weird things happen in November in a trifecta. This is when I start playing with the numbers and cooking the books, so to speak. So stay loose. November is moving time. If Kramer thinks that he's going to get all comfortable with his 3-point lead, he's got another thing coming. Now, he'll have the same opportunities as everybody else. But you guys are going to have a chance to track him down. Guarantee it. All right, back there in the little glass booth, playing the Platters That Matter and the Stacks of Wax and answering the phones and keeping us on the air and looking to buy his Tyler Taylor Heineke Falcons jersey online. It's DJ Grizzly Grizz.
Who in the blue hell is your name? Detective It doesn't matter what your name is.
I'm the producer of this show. If I didn't step up, you're nowhere. I put this thing together out of spit and polish.
I think this is one of the traits of a really good producer. Keep the talent happy.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew. Now, Tom. Hey, Tom.
Testosterone high today. Testosterone, whatever it is.
It really doesn't matter what you think. All right? It really doesn't matter what you say.
Any of you play sports?
Delicious. How are you today? And you're disappointed by the Falcons yesterday not being able to get over on those absolutely sweet Tennessee Oiler looking gear.
I'm absolutely disappointed, and I'm saddened too. I mean, there were 7 or 8 Falcons that went down in that game, including Grady Jarrett, who is out for the season. It was a really good game watching. Kind of like, I mean, the defense did break down a little bit at times, and Hopkins got open. And to be honest with you, that first touchdown, in my opinion, was controversial as anything. I've never seen a wide receiver grab a cornerback by the head, spin him around, and then get open, and then you don't call offensive pass interference. There was another defensive pass interference that never got called on Van Jefferson. There were multiple times where the referees couldn't even figure out where the down marker was, and they would call a penalty after it happened, and then all of a sudden it was just a weird, crazy game. Not going to blame the officiating for the most part. I mean, it was just a bad game by Desmond Ridder, who fumbled the ball and then got benched. Coach Arthur Smith wants to say, and he said it in the press conference after the game, that it was a concussion protocol kind of thing. So they sat him, and he's like, "Well, I'm not a doctor. I'm not, blah blah blah." And it's like, come on, coach. Like, just you knew what was going on. You've seen it on the sidelines the last 2 weeks. It was bound to happen, and that fumble was what really did it. And I mean, even Drake London had a groin injury, and Coach Smith wasn't even like clear on that either. And the doctors basically did not let him play the rest of that game, and that's the reason why you see Van Jefferson catching that, or try to catch that ball, and then the game ends like that. I mean, it was just disgusting to watch the ups and downs on that game, but the Falcons almost still came back in that game and could possibly have won that game.
Yeah, as bad as the officiating was in that game, it was another terrible day of officiating in the NFL yesterday. There was no doubt about it. All right, I tell you what, let's get a break in here. When we come back, I understand we've had a little bit of technical difficulty. I don't know if that's straightened itself out yet or not, but we will come back, and we will open up the phone lines. If you want to jump in, you'll be able to do that next. 256-576-4977, that's your phone number. Open lines for the first hour on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman, or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Don't let your back or neck pain get in the way. Get back to doing the things you love with the spine and neuro team from Huntsville Hospital. As the most experienced in the area, we have been improving lives in North Alabama for more than 50 years. Whether your favorite fishing hole is on Wilson Lake in the Shoals, Flint Creek, or Lake Gunnersville, Spine and Neuro is nearby to get you back to your best. Visit us online at spineandneuro.com to learn more.
Is your AC system or heating unit making those sounds that go bump in the middle of the night? Thomas here from Talon Heating and Air again. Thomas, you guys are just a phone call away from keeping those ghosts and goblins from causing nightmare problems.
That's right. We're offering a $59 special right now to do a heating tune-up. That's getting your air conditioner or your heater ready for the wintertime. We're also doing a free gas safety inspection along with that. So if you have gas in your home, we have Master Gas here on staff. We're certified with the state to take care of all your gas issues. So we're going to throw that in with that $59 tune-up.
And if you can get that tune-up now, it'll be ready to go once the cold temperatures set in.
That's right. Yeah, all you have to do is give us a call at 256-503-4490. Visit us at our website, talenthvac.com. We'll be more than happy to get out there and get you tuned up.
One more time with the phone number.
256-503-4490.
Talent Heating and Air. Don't let those heating and cooling units go bump in the night.
AL cert number 21014.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer here to enjoy another great football season with y'all. And guess what? The salmon are running, so make sure you try our delicious lemon garlic salmon. And for you land lovers, try our sizzling char grilled flat iron Callaway steak, complemented with our special shrimp etouffee. And you'll definitely want to tackle our Alabama hot chicken, smothered in our zesty and tangy, immune-boosting special Alabama hot sauce. Baumhauer's legendary fun and legendary food.
The kitchen is the heart of any home. It's where the family gathers. It's where kids discover old recipes and make them their own. Just starting out or just now getting started on the dream kitchen you've always wanted?
I'm Chris Haygood, and from all of us here at Bob Wallace Appliance to the home builders and the homeowners of the Huntsville area, a heartfelt thank you for buying local. We're in Huntsville, Florence, and Coleman, and online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
The Huntsville Sports Commission is driven by you, driven by those with grit, determination, and a goal to succeed. This is why we do what we do. The Huntsville Sports Commission promotes an enhanced quality of life in the Huntsville area through sports. We work hard to make sure those who come to Huntsville to compete have all they need to be the best they can be. The Huntsville Sports Commission. We do sports. Find out more at huntsvillesports.org.
Looking for your next game day party destination? Well, think outside the box and kick back at Flow Supreme Air. And you may be thinking, isn't that the trampoline place? Of course it is. But it's also the one-stop spot for all things fun. And if kicking back with the boys to watch the game is your jam, then you're in the right spot. Jump or not, Flow tends to all ages, meaning while you sit back and watch the game, but little Jimmy's having the time of his life perfecting that front flip he most definitely wants to show you. You got this, Jimmy. So next time you think Flow, think fun for everyone.
Work injuries happen in Alabama all the time, whether it's an accident at work, getting injured, lifting heavy objects, hurting your hands on a machine, or just performing the same movement over and over until your body breaks down. But when it happens, there's only one law firm to call in Alabama. That's Pond, Lehocky, Giordano. For personalized legal support, reach out to Pond Lehocky at 855-774-3838 or pondlehocky.com.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Valley Equipment Rental has grown by leaps and bounds over the past year and is adding more and more equipment to their already impressive fleet. Valley is a locally owned family equipment rental business serving the entire Tennessee Valley. They concentrate on the local contractors, building repeat business and specializing in long-term rentals for their local contractors. The benefit of long-term rental is that they stay on top of their assets. If something you own goes down in the field, you have to stop and fix it before you can finish the job. With Valley Equipment Rental, they will fix it on site or bring you another machine while that one's being fixed. More importantly, Valley is locally owned and operated, which means when you have an issue, you can get someone on it right away, right here in the Valley. Heck, ask for Ross Roberts, the owner, if you like. Try calling one of the big box national outlets and asking for the owner. That's if you can even get through the automation. Buy local. Buy Valley Equipment Rental. Valley Equipment Rental has 2 locations, one on the North and South Parkway. Learn more at valleyequipmentrents.com.
From the University of Alabama, this is Crimson Tide Today. It's daily update on Bama sports, and it's brought to you by Dex Imaging, the official copier and printer provider for Alabama Athletics. Hello again, everybody. I'm Roger Hoover. On last Thursday's edition of Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR, Richard Hendricks caught up with men's basketball players Aaron Estrada and Mark Sears.
For me, I think it's going to be really fun this year. We got a lot of new guys. You know, it's basically a whole new team, honestly. So, but we got like I said, we got a lot of pieces. We got a lot of new guys that came in ready to work real hard. So I'm super excited about it. I think it's going to be a good year.
Now, Mark, you came into the league last year, newcomer, transferred into Alabama from Ohio, all SEC guard, won a championship in your first year. What do you expect the team to do and your expectations for the team for the upcoming year?
Very, very proud of the year I had last year and a very successful year as a team we had. And, now it's a new chapter and we're looking forward to new things and we're looking for another exciting year this year.
I'll have more in a moment.
At Alabama, Coach Saban talks about the process. It's about doing everything the right way all the time to be successful. While at Dex Imaging, we believe in the process as well. Do the job right and take care of your customers to help them be more successful. With locations throughout the Southeast, including Mobile, Birmingham, and Tuscaloosa, put the process to work for your business. Contact the professionals at Dex Imaging. Dex Imaging, the official copier and printer provider of the Crimson Tide.
Join us tonight for Crimson Tide Rewind, live from Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Vestavia Hills at 6 p.m. We'll cover the first 8 weeks of the Alabama football season and look ahead to Saturday's matchup against LSU. Crimson Tide Today is brought to you by Dex Imaging. Crimson Tide Today is a production of the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. For this Monday night, expect a few scattered showers. Otherwise, we'll continue to sit under a mostly cloudy sky. Low temperature is going to be noticeably colder. We'll bottom out in the upper 30s for the overnight. Heading into your Tuesday, mostly sunshine. High temperatures only topping out in the mid and upper 50s for the afternoon. We could also see gusty winds as high as 20 miles per hour. I'm Fox 54 meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This will turn journalism on its ear.
Watch our stream on WZZN TV on Twitch and YouTube.
But you are the greatest hero in American history.
We are 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Is that Kirk Cousins underwent an MRI this morning at Twin Cities Orthopedics. Sounds like somebody that would be advertising locally on TV. Come by Twin Cities Orthopedics. Get that back straightened out for you. They confirmed that the Achilles on Kirk Cousins was, in fact, torn. Timeline and details of his upcoming surgery going to be determined this week. The team will continue to provide updates after they consult with Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. I added that last part myself in case you didn't know. It's Carlin versus Joe on ESPN Radio on Sirius XM Channel 80. Joe, we're presented by Progressive Insurance, as we always are. I could not get over this from yesterday. I was blown away by this, and we have spent time. We actually asked the question last week. Pittsburgh Steelers, are you good at 4-2? We got the answer yesterday. No, they're not good. In fact, they had benefited from officials in other games, including the previous week when the ball was a terrible spot late in the game against the Rams. In addition to a horrible pass interference call, the Steelers have benefited from bad officiating to be 4-2. Here is Deontay Johnson after the game yesterday with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I don't care what nobody says. They cost us the game. Like, yeah, I got to make plays, them 2 plays, them catches or whatever, but that don't define me, you know what I'm saying, the whole game.
One more, guys.
How about them missing the call on Kenny where he hurt his ribs? Looked like he got rough there, too.
They wanted them to win. Bro. They was calling. Everything was in their favor. Like, they were getting every little call. But it is what it is.
It is, Joe, one of the great conspiracy theories that has lived in the NFL since they came into the league in 1994. The league wants Jacksonville to win.
Yeah, that's the market. That's the market that you want to put in front of everyone. It's not like they're trying to move them to London or anything like that.
For the last 20 years.
Look, I don't even know where to begin. I think, again, this is an example of, you can look at Pittsburgh's record, see 4-3, and say to yourself, all right, it's the Steelers. They're 4-3. They'll bounce back. They're a good team. They're not a good team. We have to get this message across to people. They're not a good team, and that's okay. They've been good for a while. They've been one of the most consistently good teams in NFL history. It's just, you've played 7 games this year. You have been outgained in terms of total yardage